called it, guys. Black swans are everywhere, like we told you guys before. And one just happened today. We're going to be talking about it in today's video. How coincidental that it's timed perfectly with this happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is literally the most important date known to mankind. Okay, literally in all of history, tomorrow is the most important date. Why? From the Federal Reserve. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Chair Powell hosts live FOMC press conference. Okay, and not to mention, in 15 hours, they're about to decide what to do with interest rates. And this will dictate, are we going to pump harder, further, or let the dump begin? Now, wait for the black swan events, right? Just wait like 2 weeks, guys. So we could scoop it up cheaper at cheaper prices. The thing is, this is what's interesting, okay? So, seems like they're gonna hold rates, okay? That's not too much of a surprise. But China to cut rates 10 points and lower bank reserve ratio by 50 points. Here we go, FOMC tomorrow, right? So China, again, whatever happens over there is gonna happen to America, guys. So in due time, America will start cutting, and they're gonna be turned bullish. But what's crazy to me is why? Look at Bitcoin, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin pumped out of nowhere suddenly. Supposedly, is because of some type of trade deal happening, right? Negotiations with China, I believe. But setting the perfect trap before Powell crashes markets tomorrow, right? Here's the thing, guys. This is what I've noticed for a long time now, and some of you guys probably have as well. Before certain events occur, okay? Before certain events occur, especially the FOMC, whatever happens beforehand, if they pump the markets, then it dumps after FOMC, right? But if they dump markets before FOMC, they pump it after. Do you guys see what I'm talking about or no? Right? I have always noticed this, unless this time is different, right? So just prepare, because look, the volatility is already going ballistic, guys. But this is odd. You want to know what's odd about this? Bitcoin is pumping, but gold extends rally to over plus 3.5% on the day as India attacks Pakistan. Keep watching gold. So gold is on a tear right now, guys. Okay, look at this. Gold is moving. It did come back down a little bit, but again, it was moving supposedly because of Pakistan. So these two countries and nations are going at it, guys. And who called it? I had a feeling. I had a strong feeling, and this isn't over, guys. There's such a bigger feeling that I feel like a bigger black swan is on the horizon. Who called this though? Did we not say it? Yes, we did. We did say there's black swans. I feel like there's black swans like looming, guys, and this was one of them. This just happened today, but that's odd. How did Bitcoin pump on the news of that? Right? Very strange. This oddly feels like a trap to me. I don't know why, right? But again, we will know if it's a trap or not tomorrow. If the Fed signals a bullish sentiment, then it's quite bullish for markets. But I feel like this is odd that the Fed meeting takes place tomorrow, but coincidentally, this black swan occurs just a day before the Fed meeting occurs. Did we not say it? They're waiting for a black swan to probably cut. But the issue with this black swan, the markets didn't tank. The markets did not dump. That's an issue, which means to me the Fed will still hold rates until they see some type of bigger black swan. Who called it though? We knew it. The only outlier is Bitcoin pumped, and because of an external event. And here's the footage, guys. I'm not going to play it, but I'll have it in the description below if you guys would like to investigate further. Pakistani forces have. Look at this. We got all types of stuff happening, guys. Right. So again, it seems like maybe this event could balloon into something bigger. Will it pull other countries in? I don't know, guys. But wow, this is good for the markets in general because of more money printing, guys. Investors are increasingly looking for safe havens. Net inflows into ETFs tracking gold, ultra short treasuries, and low volatility stocks hit $18 billion in April, the highest since March 2023. Safe haven inflows have more than doubled since March. As a result, defensive sectors such as consumer staples and utilities are up 3.7% and 1% year to date. However, the biggest winner is gold, which just hit $3,500 per ounce for the first time in history. Investors are pouring money into safe assets. So money right now is flowing out of cryptos and stocks into safe hedges, guys, right? Into safe havens. Why is that the case? Again, most likely black swans, right? That you cannot predict, but with your intuition, you probably can. Berkshire Hathaway's cash position when Warren Buffett announces retirement. If this chart doesn't tell you what's about to happen, nothing will. Why is Warren Buffett holding so much cash? I'm gonna explode. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway revealed an updated cash stake of $347.7 billion as of March 31st, 2025. Somebody tell me, why on earth is he holding so much cash? Well, obviously, to pour it into the market when a crash happens. Not a crash, nope, sorry. A recession minimum. He's going to pour a little bit because back in 2020, he poured a bit. Right here, look at this. If clear. So 2019 was here, 2020, right? 21. Look at this, and it just accelerated, right, when the markets took off. He poured some back into the market, seems like, but again, the cash just balloons, right? Has been ballooning throughout the years. More so likely he's going to pour in some cash during a recession, but I think he's truly waiting for the collapse. Now, Warren Buffett is now sitting on enough cash to buy 476 companies in the S&P 500. He could buy it all. During the collapse, probably the whole damn stock market. Wait a minute, pause. I just realized I did not notice this until now. Warren Buffett confirmed not a recession. The collapse is coming in the coming years, right before things really truly take off, in my humble opinion. So this is where they're going to inject their cash. Why? Because in the next 5 years, he says.
That's a treasure hunt. And every now and then you find something. And occasionally, very occasionally, but it'll happen again. I don't know when. It could be next week. It could be 5 years off, but it won't be 50 years off.
It could be next week or it could be 5 years off. I mean, black swans are appearing right now, so it could be next week, literally, right? In just a bit.
We will be bombarded with offerings that we'll be glad we have the cash for. And it'd be a lot more fun if it would happen tomorrow, but it's very unlikely to happen tomorrow. Very, very.
So 5 years, give or take. Well, no, not 5 years. Probably, he said next week to like 5 years, but not 50 years, right? So 0 to 5 years, huh? But it could happen at any point. Look at this, and there are black swans happening right now.
Very unlikely to happen tomorrow, but it's not unlikely to happen in 5 years, and then the probabilities get higher as you go along. It's kind of like death. I mean, if you're 10 years old, the chances that you're going to die the next day are low. You get to be 115 or something like that. It's almost a cinch.
Wow, guys, right? And it ties into what's upcoming with these next few tweets. Now, Dow Jones to gold ratio has broken this critical level 3 times in history: 1929, 1973, and 2008. Currently, it is sitting right on 12. If it breaks below this level, all bets are off on what happens next. 2008, when it broke below this 12 threshold, 2008 occurred. 1733, probably some type of market crash as well. And 1929, that was literally the collapse. I think this was the Black Swan event, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but probably looks like the market's tanked 3 times. All called it. And 2025, it's right on the verge. I'm telling you, I feel like a recession is on the horizon. I don't know. It all depends on the Fed, though. It seems like they're already beginning, right? This is diabolical. Fed, quote unquote, not QE. The Fed bought $14 billion worth of 10-year bonds today. This is on top of the $20 billion it bought yesterday. That's $34 billion in 2 days, not QE, supposedly, right? Which is, guys, again, they're taking action, especially when the Black Swan occurred. I told you guys, they're going to start moving. They're going to start marching forward when there are black swans, right? And then look at this. What's it called? M2, right? Liquidity is still on going higher and higher and higher, guys. But that's the thing. Liquidity will keep going higher because it needs to, right? The markets need to have liquidity to be poured in, or else it's going to collapse. to me, I feel like there's going to be some type of divergence, even though Bitcoin's following to a T right now, which shows that Bitcoin will head to 200K by in the coming months. I feel like Bitcoin's going to diverge, and it's going to get pulled back up towards maybe summer, fall time frame, right? It's going to be a divergence. Money flow is going higher, but Bitcoin will go lower, and then if the money is still pouring in, obviously Bitcoin will start to head up very fast. That's just my opinion though. But again, things are looking good, honestly. So Bitcoin price pumping after United States China trade announcement. That's why I'm like, why is it pumping? Right? Because China confirms plans to begin trade negotiations with the United States. Remember, this is all happening right before the Fed decision. There's a lot of trickery that can be played here. I'm going to throw it out one more time, especially when we see literal black swan events occurring right now, and no one called it except us. This happens on 1 day before the Fed goes live, becomes activated. What are the chances of that? Does anybody know? But US and UK expected to sign new trade agreement this week. So if we could see more trade deals, if we could see the Fed turning bullish, start QE, which seems like they already have been, that's it. It's go time. But the issue is the Fed. The Fed would have cut rates on everything, guys. The Fed would have cut rates if this was ballooning out of proportion right now. If the markets were tanking heavily, they would 100% would have cut rates tomorrow. But just because this black swan isn't too severe right now, which it obviously is, because this is a bad thing, right, overall. But they want to see more destruction and more fear to take place on the world stage before the wheels turn. That's just my opinion. But Trump says we have a big announcement to make, not about trade, but something else that's going to be truly earth-shattering. Again, something isn't coming, guys. I don't know what it's going to be.
And those days are over. Those days are over. And, I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada, that we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade. It's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country. And that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
Next few days, right after the Black Swan events and the Fed decision, guys. So again, I told you guys it's going to get very volatile here. Second US FA-18 Super Hornet crashes into Red Sea due to some type of failure, right? Interesting. But in the end, guys, just remember the collapse will not happen until this game goes live, right? And this game goes live May 26, 2026. It happens after this year, in my humble opinion, after that date, okay? Probably sometime maybe July 4th, perhaps, I don't know. But we'll see, you guys. Things are looking crazy, hectic, volatile right now. Prepare for tomorrow. Let's see what the Fed has to decide. Now, financial advice, let's go! My name is Sophie Spaces. See ya.